What's good, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to this YouTube channel, and please make sure you click the notification bell and make sure you give me a big thumbs up and also leave your comments down below. What's goody, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Car Chronicles. I'm your girl TMR, and I hope you enjoyed this video today. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and discuss a reaction of something that happened to me yesterday, okay? So yesterday, y'all, I went to WINGSTOP, okay? Y'all, I love me some WINGSTOP. My favorite flavor is the Hawaiian and the garlic Parmesan. Ooh, baby, when I tell you, y'all, those flavors give me alive. I'm telling you. So yesterday I was like, ooh, I want some wings, and I love they french fries, y'all. They french fries is the bomb. So I was like, okay, well, let me go on over here and get me something to eat. So I go inside and I order my meal. The guy said it would take about 20 minutes, and I was like, all right, I'll sit in the parking lot for 20 minutes. I order my food, y'all, get back in the car, sit in the parking lot, and I was like, you know what, I'll just chill for a minute, see what's going on social media. So as I'm sitting in the car, you guys, all of a sudden, I see like this car out of my peripheral. I see this car going south on the street that I was on really, really fast. And then all of a sudden, in the further back, I see police sirens. I see the lights, the cherries and berries, honey. I see them coming towards me. So I'm like, ooh, what's going on? So before I could even blink my eyes, all of a sudden you hear boom, and debris of cars just started flying in the air. So obviously, where I was at, you guys, was a pretty busy intersection. So it's like a gas station. It was, I was at WINGSTOP, and it's a couple of other eateries on that side of the street. And so I was like, oh my God. So all of a sudden, you guys, police cars just coming from every direction, choom, choom, coming in on the car. And I'm like, oh Lord. So I'm thinking to myself, what the hell just happened? So obviously this person had did something, and the police was in pursuit, and there was a car that was hit. So the person that was trying to get away hit another car in the process. Now obviously, y'all, that car was just going down the street because the perpetrator was going south. The car that he hit was going north. So somehow he lost control of the car and hit the other car. And all I kept thinking was, I understand trying to get the bad guy, right? I get that. I get police need to be in pursuit to catch the assailant. But my problem is, when y'all doing that, you are endangering everybody else on the road that doesn't have anything to do with, obviously, what is going on. I believe it's LA. I think it is LA. They have banned police pursuits because a lot of people, innocent people, have been harmed or even killed in the process of police officers chasing the bad guy. So my thing is this. If you are in the middle of a pursuit, right, as a police officer, my personal feeling is, if you see an assailant getting away, police are scattered all over the city. What you do is you radio ahead to the police officers that's in the area of where the assailant is traveling, and you get them to try to, capture them or corner them or whatever. Doing the whole running and chasing the assailant down can potentially harm a lot of more people in the situation that doesn't even have any involvement. Hence, the car that was totaled in this incident I saw yesterday. But y'all, the killing part about this, other than seeing that, because y'all, that was like a damn Lifetime movie. That stuff was so real. Like, it was just like, all of a sudden I heard boom, and you just seen debris just falling in the air, and I was just like, I was just sitting there like, oh my God, thanking God I wasn't on the road. thanking God that my food was still being cooked and I was sitting in that parking lot waiting, and it wasn't me inching out into the road and could potentially got hit by by the person in the car. But the part that was the kicker, you guys, so I'm waiting on my food, right? And obviously it has been more than 20 minutes. So I gets out the car to go back in to like, okay, let me get my food, because I understand it's a lot of drama going on, but I'm ready to get to the house now. Let me get on indoors where I can be safe. So as I'm walking in back inside the WINGSTOP, obviously the customers that were standing in there waiting on their food, they're all outside looking, seeing what's going on. The people that work in the restaurant, they outside looking, but there was this one girl that was one of the cooks from the kitchen. She comes out the door with these tongs in her hand, waving them all around. Where my brother? Where my brother? And I'm like, your brother? I'm like, well, damn, sis, is your brother the one in the car that just got, that was running from the popo? So she was like, where's my brother? And the guy, the brother, he come bebopping his way on back in there. She was like, get your ass on in here. But they get to shooting and then your blood be on the ground. I'm like, okay. So sis finally get on back in that restaurant, because since you got orders backed up here. And as she is walking back towards the kitchen, she has these tongs in her hand. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking to myself, sis gonna go ahead and throw those in the sink, because sis know that she, had them all outside, waving them all around. You can brush them up against your clothes, and your sis know those things are dirty. So I know sis about to throw those in the sink. So as she's going to the kitchen, she gets back in position. I guess she was the one that, she was one of the fryers, okay? She was frying the chicken and the french fries. She's talking with the other co-workers about, what was going on. And she grabs the fryer up out the grease. So I'm sitting here looking at her. And then the next thing you know, y'all, she still got those tongs. Now, mind you, them tongs, that they haven't went to the sink yet. So she grabs the fryer and she's still talking. And I'm like, well, maybe she's just distracted because she's still amped up because of all the commotion that's going on right there in front of their establishment. So she grabs the fryer and she takes the tongs and she's talking with her hands, and the tongs is waving around. And as she's talking, she takes the tong and she getting ready to dump, pick up the chicken. And I said, hey, I just know you not about to put them nasty tongs on that meat that you just had outside. She looked. She was like, excuse me? I said, sis, I know you hear me. You just had those tongs waving them all outside, banging them all up against the window, the doors of the establishment, and you can ready to take them same nasty tongs now and pick up fresh meat with it? So the manager was like, whatever her name was, he called her name and he was like, hey, yeah, dispose of those. Mind you, the girl didn't even have gloves on, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, all right, you know what? That's my fault. All this is my fault. I can't even blame her, because I knew I wanted some chicken wings, and I should have just took my lazy ass home and fried me some damn chicken wings and figure out how to make that Hawaiian and garlic Parmesan sauces that they put on there. And I ain't even got to deal with WINGSTOP and their bad behavior today. So, of course, the little chick got a little attitude with me, but I'm just, and other people in the restaurant was like, I didn't even pay attention to that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm paying all attention, because as I was walking back into the restaurant, I seen her standing out there flapping the tongs all in the air, and I'm like, sis, what are you doing? Like, aren't you supposed to be in the kitchen cooking? Why you got the cooking utensils all outside? And I was like, you know what? This is a mess. Not only have I witnessed this whole accident situation, this high-speed chase, then since I'm witnessing you about to send some more people to the hospital because you out here being nasty with these tongs. And I'm just like, you know what, people just don't give a damn anymore. Like, I am really convinced that people don't give a damn. And all I kept thinking is, if that's your behavior today, Since that's your behavior every time you come to work. Because anybody who understands cleanliness, especially in a restaurant where you're not just eating the food yourself, hundreds, potentially thousands of people could be eating this food, that you would use better sense than to take them same tongs that you had in you. Like you, sister, if you knew you was going to go outside, you should have laid them tongs in that deep fryer and went on outside, got your brother, and then came on back in and went to work. So at this point, y'all, regardless, I was just like, you know what? My food had already been cooked. It was actually sitting. It was already bagged up. It was just sitting, waiting. But I'm going to tell you right now, if they was like 5 more minutes on your food, I was going to, no, that's okay. But luckily, mine had already been cooked. It was already bagged. It was actually sitting because the guy, once the manager seen how, upset I was, he was like, "Ma'am, what's your name? Where's your ticket?" I gave him my ticket. He's like, "Oh, your food's already ready." I know. He said, "Let me get your troublemaker ass on up out this restaurant." I was like, "Oh, I ain't trying to start no trouble. I'm just trying to make sure that this girl don't get the whole damn restaurant. Everybody coming up in here sick, and she's using, nasty kitchen habits out here in this restaurant." And taking her, the cooking utensils outside, y'all. It was just, it was mind-boggling to me. I just couldn't understand it. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. I'm just, like I said, y'all, that's my fault. But you know what? There are times that you don't want to cook, right? That's why we have restaurants. There are times that you don't want to cook, and you shouldn't have to not ever go and say, you know what, I'm gonna take me a night off from the kitchen. I'll let somebody else cook for me. You shouldn't have to not be able to do that because you got people working in these restaurants and be clean when they're in the kitchen, especially in a restaurant. Sis, if that's what you do at home, that's your business because you got to eat that food. But you in a whole restaurant, sis. You in WINGSTOP, okay? Girl, don't have me call Rick Ross and tell on your ass, okay? Y'all let me know down below what y'all think. Let me know if you have had situations where you've seen a high-speed chase and what you thought about it, or if you was even involved in one, sis. Or let me know if you've had a situation at a restaurant where you seen some unsanitary-ish going on and you was like, not on my watch. All right, y'all, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, make sure you smack the notification bell so every time I put out a new video, you'll be the first to know it. You remember, you guys, sub what you love.